Thanks for joining me for McTV News. This is a weekly newscast produced by students in the broadcasting program at Marshalltown Community College. Our first story should be an eye-opener. Are you a coffee drinker? Do you need a little caffeine jolt in the morning to get you going? Well, a popular chain coffee shop is coming to Marshalltown. McTV reporter Dan Moore is standing by with the story.
I'm here at the Hy-Vee store where the new Starbucks will be located. The new store will be inside of Hy-Vee where the Bank of the West was located. With the bank leaving, their Hy-Vee location created a great opportunity for Starbucks to utilize this space. Coffee drinkers from around the area are excited about this coffee house chain.
Yeah, I think having the Starbucks come to Marshalltown is going to be great because I'm a coffee lover like a lot of other people. I drink cappuccino, and so it'll be awesome coming to Hy-Vee and enjoying Starbucks coffee.
I don't really mind because I'm not really going for the extra expensive coffee.
Favorite drink there?
The green tea frappuccinos.
Oh, really?
They're not technically coffee, but they're the best things on earth.
Yeah.
And that's what Marshalltown needs. I can't believe you guys don't have more coffee shops.
Too bad.
I've never had any, but I can't see spending $5 for a cup of coffee when you can, 20 steps down there, you can get it for $2.
How about cappuccino or latte?
Never had any of that good stuff.
So, a coffee drinker. Do you drink coffee, cappuccino, any of these mocha frozen things?
I drink mocha and cappuccino. I don't like straight coffee,
like black coffee?
Nah, yeah, I don't like it.
It'd be great to have a hot cup of cappuccino today, but looks like I'm gonna have to wait till April. Broadcasting for McTV News, I'm Dan Moore.
Thanks, Dan, for that story. I can't wait to get my first cup of cappuccino when the store opens this spring. It's always great to have a hot beverage on a cold winter day. And that leads us into the next story, on the sporadic winter weather this year. For more on that story, we go to McTV reporter Bobby Lyons.
Thanks, Ashley. The weird weather continues here in Iowa with frigid temperatures, but a warm-up and melting snow is in the forecast. The recent snowstorm created some travel issues, but it also provided some wintertime beauty as the snow clinged to trees and buildings, providing a winter wonderland across the area. It's nice to see many Iowans have been out enjoying the white stuff. Other people are not so happy with this winter snow.
I don't know why God put me in Iowa. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Oh, this is warm. See, I remember a day it was 52 below, so this is...
Whether you like the snow or not, there will be a few more weeks of winter, so you better bundle up and weather the next storm. That's all from the great outdoors. I'm heading back in to warm up. Back to you, Ashley.
Thanks, Bobby. Now go inside and warm up those ears. Coming up on McTV News is a story about the Blank Park Zoo's visit to Marshalltown. We will have the story right after this short message.
Changing your shoes can change your life. Come join Heart of Iowa Big Brothers Big Sisters for the annual fundraiser Bowling for Kids' Sake on March 2nd and 9th at Tolan Bowl in Marshalltown. You and your team of friends can have fun while raising money for local children in need of a mentor. Every dollar donated helps Big Brothers and Big Sisters match caring adults with children in need of a mentor. Heart of Iowa Big Brothers Big Sisters is a non-profit United Way agency. Contact Big Brothers Big Sisters to sign your team up by February 22nd. Call 641-753-6370.
Welcome back to McTV News. A worker from the Blank Park Zoo in Des Moines traveled to Marshalltown with a few of their animals to entertain both young and old in Marshalltown recently. Ann Shimerdia, Director of Zoo Operations and Education for the zoo, was a speaker for the Creative Retirement Kickoff Luncheon.
Zoo has gone through a tremendous amount of changes in the last 10 years, really. Even the last 3 years where a lot of our changes happened. The mission of the Blank Park Zoo is conservation, education, and recreation. So everything we do revolves around those three topics: conservation, education, recreation. And the purpose is to hopefully give people an appreciation of the natural world by doing those three things. So by bringing animals out, hopefully you'll get excited about the animals. You learn a little bit about the animals and about wildlife, and then that'll inspire you to action as well.
Youngsters from the Tiger Tots Daycare, located at MCC, were also in attendance to learn more about the zoo.
Okay, would you like to touch him? And we'll go one at a time. And would you like to touch his legs if you want? Does he feel like?
And then he's
And this summer we are starting construction on an exhibit out there. It's going to be camels. And camels are interesting. They're dromedary camels because they can survive in temperatures below 0 and over 100. They have, the adaptation ability, and so that's perfect for Iowa. So they can be out all year round, and the idea is as soon as you come to the zoo, you get to see an animal before you even get out of your car. Do you like this one? This is my all-time favorite animal to bring out because it's an alligator, and this is a baby alligator, okay?
The Bobcat and MCC basketball teams have been busy this past week. We will have highlights of those games when we come back. Stay tuned.
Man, it is crazy around here. It's like a zoo. Yeah, well, it's the holidays, Everyone's trying to get home to see their families.
Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to catch a business flight down to Charlotte. Where are you from?
Well, I live in Iowa now, but originally I'm from Wisconsin.
Ah, the Midwest. Isn't it kind of boring living in those flyover states?
Oh, yeah. I put up with those good schools and clean air, all those friendly people and wide open spaces. It's enough to drive a guy crazy.
I've lived in the East Coast my whole life. I've never visited the Midwest before. I'm always going to Boston, LA, Seattle, Dallas, those places.
Sure. Well, I travel a lot too, but at the end of the day, I'm always ready to get home for some peace and quiet.
I guess living in the Midwest would be relaxing, but don't you get tired of all the corn and pigs?
Well, we do have our share of corn and pigs, yeah, because of the ag industry, but, the Midwest also has a thriving manufacturing industry, including high-tech jobs.
No kidding. From up there, it just looks like fields and timber.
Well, that's the beauty of the Midwest. I mean, we have all this wide open space, which is great for growing crops and growing the economy. And real estate is so much more reasonable. I mean, it's perfect for starting a business or building a home. I mean, I have a nice house with 5 acres.
You have 5 acres? You didn't tell me you were a farmer.
Well, not quite, but it is nice to own some land. I actually own a company that develops virtual reality platforms for Fortune 500 companies.
No kidding. Huh. Well, I'm in pharmaceutical sales, and I'm always going from place to place. It just feels like I'm in this rat race.
Tell you what, here's my card. Why don't you give me a call sometime?
Really? Oh, thanks, Craig. My name's Chad. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm telling you, Midwest is where it's at.
But my wife is always trying to get me to take her away for a few days.
Well, hey, bring her along. You guys can stay with my wife and I, and we'll show you around.
Really? You just met me, and you're inviting me to your house?
Well, sure. And trust me, my wife makes a mean beef brisket. She loves company.
I might just take you up on that offer.
Well, I'm counting on it. Show you some of that good old Midwest hospitality.
Huh. Sounds great. I'll be in touch.
All right. Have a nice flight.
In local sports, the MCC Tigers men's basketball team was victorious last Saturday night. Battling back from the flu, Chris Caird poured in a game-high 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists as the Marshalltown Community College men's basketball team claimed its second straight conference victory with an 81-65 decision over Southeastern Community College at the Student Activity Center. In the second half, Caird's teammates helped the cause. Raheem Holloway had 16 points, hitting a pair of three-pointers, and Mate Delanek got hot from the three-point arc as well and finished with 14 points. Southeastern came into the game with a 19-5 record but could not handle the hot shooting Tigers. MCC's 16-point victory improved the Tigers' record to 17-7. The MCC Tiger women weren't as fortunate as Nyack was able to score a come-from-behind win. MCC was hot in the first half and took a 14-point lead into the locker room at halftime. However, the second half was a different story, as the Nyack full-court press sped the Tigers up and forced some turnovers. The Trojans outscored the Tigers in the second half, winning 66-60. Van Meter finished with 14 points, Lee with 12, and Ashley Salgado with 11. In high school action this past week, it was MHS Bobcats falling to Ames in both the girls' and boys' games. Utilizing great ball movement to find holes in the Little Cyclones' 2-3 zone, the Bobcats held a 6-5 edge at the 3:55 mark before 4 straight Bobcat turnovers allowed Ames to unleash 8 unanswered points to close the first quarter. Ames ended the early excitement with a 15-0 run and never let up for a 59-40 victory over Marshalltown in a Central Iowa Conference Northern Division showdown at the Roundhouse Friday. Isha Oden led the Bobcats with 10 points and Lauren Mazur added 8 points. In the boys' game, Sam Straub led the Little Cyclones with 25 points and 14 rebounds, as Ames used a pair of 7-0 runs to create enough separation early. Despite the Little Cyclones' dominance on the glass, the Bobcats were still within striking distance as Blake Gimbel opened the third quarter with a triple to trim the deficit to 23-18. Justin Slaughter answered with a bank-in 3, and Straub triggered 6 unanswered points for Ames to move ahead 34-22. Gimbel, still playing his way back from a concussion injury he suffered against Fort Dodge last Friday, led the Bobcats with 13 points. Mason McCarville added 9 points. In the end, Ames proved to be too dominant on the boards as Ames won 64-48. Basketball was not the only event at the Roundhouse on Friday night. Several generations of former Bobcat athletes were honored at the Roundhouse reunion. Let's go to McTV reporter Joseph Child, who is standing by.
I am here at MHS Roundhouse, which has been home to the Bobcat Athletics for almost 50 years. This impressive facility has hosted many athletics events through the years and once was considered the premier high school athletic arena in Iowa. Fans all over Iowa have been here to experience thrilling basketball games of many ranked teams and have seen some of Iowa's most talented high school players. Renovation of this facility will soon be underway with a $9 million Phase 1 project. A committee to raise money for Phase 2 has been meeting, and this past Friday night they brought many former athletes back to celebrate the history of this awesome facility.
Well, good evening and thank you very much. Welcome to the Roundhouse reunion. My name is Adib Homicide. I'm proud to be the Marshalltown High School principal. This evening is a culmination of many years of hard work, community commitment, and the dedication of hundreds of administrators, teachers, students, and staff. We are grateful that you are here to celebrate the restoration and renovation of our beloved and iconic Roundhouse.
The Roundhouse reunion was held at the halftime of the MHS versus Ames boys game. No one has done more for MHS athletics than longtime basketball coach George Funk, who has been in attendance at the reunion.
Okay, well, Coach, another fine night in the Roundhouse here. Brings back a lot of memories.
3-point basket for the Little Cyclones, number 44.
Almost 48 years ago. Can you remember the first time and when you were here?
Oh, yeah. Forget that, you know, it's great to see people in the gym in the Roundhouse. And yeah, that first game, football, the hair still stands up in the back of my neck when I think about that.
It was a great night for our former athletes and fans of the MHS Bobcats. People are really excited for this huge renovation. Reporting for McTV, I'm Joseph Child.
Thanks, Joseph, for that report. Our final story on McTV deals with hypnosis. Dr. Jim Wand traveled to Marshalltown recently to entertain a crowd at MCC. McTV reporter Melissa Hall has that story.
I'm here at the Student Union where Dr. Jim Wand is about to perform a show. It didn't take long for Dr. Jim Wan to put a few volunteers under the spell as the hypnosis began here in the Union. The audience were given a great show as the volunteers on stage were put through some very funny scenarios. Hypnotist Jim Wan has been entertaining crowds all over the United States for over 30 years.
I've traveled to every state in the United States multiple times. I've performed in 10 foreign countries multiple times. I've had a chance to meet a lot of famous people, a lot of people like yourself here with McTV, friendly people, Marshalltown. I love to come back here. I've been coming back here quite a few times over the years. So it's given me the opportunity to travel, to grow as an individual, to meet new people, and spread the word about hypnosis.
This noon show is just a sneak peek at Juan's performance. His main show is tonight at 7 p.m. That show is open to the public as well. What an awesome show. I'm Melissa Hall reporting for McTV News. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Melissa. That looked like a fun event at Marshalltown Community College. Thanks for tuning in to McTV News. McTV will be bringing you a new report each week about news and events going on in the Marshalltown area. See you next time.